Hello, welcome. Today's topic is giving each other slack. Now, you've heard us talk about some of these topics before in the context of now the coronavirus has happened. How do we even give ourselves slack and find which places we push the most on and which we dial back on in terms of our own priorities? Today, we're talking about giving each other slack, and I will tell you the specific situations in which to do so. You know those situations where you have an interaction with somebody where just it triggers you or something seems just a little bit off? The question that I invite you to ask is what might be going on for that person? And we don't usually often ask that because since the time that we're babies, from littlehood, we are the center of our worlds. And that changes a little bit as we grow up and we start to take on things like perspective taking. Could be going on for that person? Curiosity. What might be going on that I don't even know about? So perspective taking is more imagining, and curiosity might be more asking questions. But we are the centers of our own world, for better or worse. And because of that, we might not even notice what's happening with someone else. I'm going to drop a link into the comments, and this is a link to a ridiculously beautiful a ridiculously beautiful video by the Cleveland Clinic on empathy. You can watch this on your own time. It's about 4 or 5 minutes. I'll just show you the very beginning of it. It's so, it's heart-wrenching and it's beautiful, and I've cried many times while watching it. So let me also share it with you. I'm about to share the screen, and I'm also dropping the link in because I'd like you to have the full video. So let me screen share the very beginning of it. Here we go. Beginning of the Cleveland Clinic video. There you go. All right. So I'm really just showing you the beginning because it's so intense. Here we go. And it goes on like that. It's beautiful, it's wonderful, it's intense. I've shared the link with you. These are the things we don't know about people. So if there's a trigger or a conflict happening in your life at work or at home, one thing you or I may have no idea about is what's happening on the other side. I invite you to watch that video, and I invite you to try a few techniques for exploring that when we're getting all rattled up. What could it be that's happening on the other side? So what could it be that's happening on the other side? We might not know, so we can ask questions. That's that curiosity that I had suggested. We can imagine a perspective taking. And I've mentioned this before, but the general idea is that if something is happening for that person, we really could just imagine, oh, wow, could they possibly have had a lot of pressure in something that they're working on? Could they have had a terrible morning? Should we figure out something else to find out what's going on? Now, the reason that I'm suggesting this curiosity and this perspective taking is that once you are in that mindset, and sometimes it takes just a little bit of almost pinching yourself, hey, or turning your attention to what is happening for that other person. When you're in that mindset, you're going to be much more open to what's important to that person. So if you're in conflict with somebody at work, at home, and if you start asking what's important to them, you may hear some activity, some gymnastics lesson going on in the other room. If you start asking what's important to them, you're going to find out so much more, so that conflict may be able to start to dissipate. That's my invitation to you today. And I'll end today's session by saying there is a performer, Rob, who I used to do the open mic circuit with. I will also drop a link to his website here. And he used to play a song for the audience. Let's say he's playing a set. He'd play 3 songs or something. And on his last song, he turns his guitar backwards, upside down. And you see the back of the guitar. And there's just a big white piece of paper glued onto the guitar. And it says, "Call your dad." So I invite you to reach out to people in a non-work way, in a not, hey, let's get a transaction going way, but what's going on? Call your dad, call your mom, call a person whose name flickers in your head for a moment. This is how we're going to give each other slack. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you again on any Monday to Friday, every Monday to Friday here at 11 a.m. Pacific. All the best, and see you soon.